We will finish up on this weekend's blockbuster Premier League game between Liverpool and Arsenal at Anfield, a ground where Arsenal haven't won in the Premier League since 2012, Podolski and Santi Cazorla. But, both teams have got 6 points from two matches, but Arsenal got two clean sheets. Liverpool have not been convincing defensively at all. So do they really have to go for the win here, or is the main thing just avoiding defeat?
Well, if you offer me a draw right now, I'd take it, absolutely. But yeah, I think they'll back themselves to go there and win. They're not going to go there and play for a draw. No doubt about it. And like you said, Liverpool have looked suspect defensively so far. They got away with one massively last night. They really, really did. But, I suppose champions find a way to win, and Liverpool did that yesterday despite not playing well. So you've got to sort of laud them for that. But Arsenal will back themselves to go there and win. They'll look at where they can hurt Liverpool. You can definitely hurt them down the flanks. There's no doubt about that. There will be space to exploit. It is a shame that Saka's not going to be playing. No doubt about that. But what an opportunity for Madueke on his favoured right hand side to really make an impact at Arsenal. So yeah, it's going to be a really, really tough game in a ground where Arsenal toil and have just had some nightmare days. But they have avoided defeat there the last few times they've gone. Haven't got the win, but they've avoided defeat. And the record against Big Six is so good over the last few years. So they will be confident. They're going to have to endure some difficult moments, of course. You don't go to Anfield and have an easy 90 minutes. But if they can do that, they can stay tight, they can rely on that defensive stability they have, and then really take their chances when they go forward and cause Liverpool some problems. Play on the front foot. That's what I'd really like to see them over there. Go to Anfield and play on the front foot, cause Liverpool problems. Don't just invite them on. If you do that, I think they can. They've got enough to win this game. It'll be tough, but they've got enough to win this game.
Yeah, I think after the Man United win, it's now 23 or something games unbeaten against the Big Six in the Premier League. It's just a phenomenal record. And you mentioned there that Arsenal can, of course, hurt them on the flanks. You'd expect set pieces as well. And looking at Liverpool's defence in a bit more sort of specifically, looking at Ibrahim Konate, because he's been quite heavily criticised so far this season. Some seem to think his head's already in Real Madrid. Do you think that is a key area for Arsenal? Should they try to get and try to isolate Konate against Victor Gyökeres?
Yeah, but Konate will be very close to Van Dijk. I think it's more out in the channels where they can really sort of hurt Liverpool. It'll be interesting to see who they play at right back. Obviously, they had Szoboszlai playing there at the start yesterday, didn't they? But Conor Bradley did come back on, so you'd imagine Bradley with another week's training will probably start that game against Arsenal. But there's definitely going to be space there for Arsenal to exploit. So I think if they can just stretch the play, take advantage of how Liverpool play wing backs play and attack, then there's opportunities there for to exploit. Absolutely. I wonder what happens at Liverpool in the next week. They could well have a couple of new signings by the point that Arsenal play. I'm still expecting them to sign Alexander Isak. I'll be surprised if that doesn't happen. Whether he would be involved is probably doubtful in that game, but you could imagine similar to what happened with Eze last week. There could be a big grand unveiling, and that's going to really boost things. Mark Gahey as well after Crystal Palace's game on Thursday night in the Conference League. That's another move. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Liverpool looked to get through before deadline. So they could have a couple of new signings on board by that time. So we'll wait and see if it's a little bit of a different sort of Liverpool that we're looking at. But that whatever happens, that might add to the atmosphere and make it a more difficult afternoon for Arsenal. But you can only look after what you can look after, and for Arsenal, that's just playing well, attacking, getting on the front foot, and really exploiting those areas of space that we know that Liverpool leave down the outside of the two centre backs.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if Isak joined, it'd be that Isak versus Gyökeres Swedish striker battle. That'd be a big headline maker before the game,
It would.
wouldn't
I
it?
can't see him being fit. I mean, if he joins late on in the week, he's not trained for a long. I'd be very surprised if he gets thrown straight into action. So I doubt he will feature whatever happens. But you can just imagine the noise around Anfield if he has signed and he is unveiled before the game. It's going to be very, very loud.
Yeah, it'd be just like the Emirates when Eze was unveiled, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So just looking at the team news in a bit more depth to finish up. So we're recording this on Tuesday, so we still don't know whether Odegaard will be fit or Kai Havertz as well. But we can say for like 99% certainty that Madueke will cover for Saka on the right-hand side. That left-hand side is a bit more uncertain. Do you think it will be Eze straight away, or can you see him being introduced slowly, maybe a Trossard or a Martinelli? What do you think Arteta will do there?
He's absolutely fit and ready, isn't he? So you don't need to bed him in. Um, but there's the issue is he might have to play centrally as well because of what's going on with Odegaard. There is that option of playing Eze centrally and then you play Martinelli and Trossard on the left. So there's lots of different options. It's really tough to sort of definitively think where he could play at this point. But I would have no worries about Eze going straight into this team. You know, he's such a clever footballer. He's played with these players, so many of them before with England anyway. That you know, I think he'd be absolutely fine, whether it be on the left hand side or whether it be more central. I wonder if he might play centrally. I have to say, I do wonder at that prospect without Odegaard. If you play him more in that central role rather than Ethan, and you have Martinelli or Trossard over on the left hand side. Martinelli's got a brilliant record against Liverpool. He tends to score against them, so I think Arteta will probably favour him over Leandro Trossard for that game if it is a choice between one of those two on the left hand side. So yeah, there's so many different combinations of sort of 11s that we could see from Arsenal at Anfield. I think doing a predicted 11 for this one's going to be very, very difficult.
I think I got that as a job for Friday, so I look forward to
So
that.
have
But
I.
yeah, fantastic.